Greetings everyone, JJ here from SchoolOfTrade.com, March 22nd, 2010. Here's your live trade room recap. Hope you guys had a good time in the room this morning. Happy Monday to you. We made it through triple witching, right? I didn't think, boy, for a second there last week, I didn't think we were going to make it through triple, quadruple witching last week. We did though, guys, and as we always know, right now the end of the first quarter is going to be the most challenging price action. Aside from the last 2 weeks of the summertime in August, this is going to be the slowest price action of the year. We go into our sweet spot here come spring. April, May, June, July, that's going to be some of the best times to be trading throughout the entire year. So make sure you guys stick around with us. Don't go leaving us during the worst part of the year. You'll miss out on the best part of the year next week. Want to remind you guys about 3 important links, everybody. There's 3 important links on the description of the YouTube video. The first one's for our 12-month track record. Second one, of course, is for our blog. We have lots of new stuff on the blog every single day. And, of course, don't forget, guys, our 3-week trial. You can come out and join us absolutely free for 3 weeks. Come out and experience the trade room live in real time. All right, as you can see, 4 total trades today. We looked for some wave indicator trades. Didn't take any of those today. We'll show you guys some more of those. We did take 4 total trades, though. First trade of the day was a scratch. We finished up with some winners, though. We took 20 ticks out of the market, or 200 USD today, and that puts us over $23,000 in the year of 2010 so far. We've got 5,500 USD for the month of March, and we'll keep you guys posted. Remember, though, this is the last 2 weeks of the first quarter, always expected to be more challenging. It's like that every single year. What's the most important thing that happened today? Well, Monday, of course, we expect a late start, right? We also had that big healthcare bill passed last night, so I'm sure most of the traders were either trying to find new health insurance this morning, or they were out, celebrating their small victories with, of course, the healthcare bill passed over the weekend. We also, of course, are looking at the end of the first quarter. So we expect this week to be a little bit slow, but like I said before, that's all going to change end of next week once we get out of March into April, and you'll see things start to speed back up again. All right, so what we had to do this morning was, knowing what we were looking at, right? Bill was passed last night, end of the first quarter, Monday morning. We expected this to be a little bit of a late, sluggish start, so we began to listen to what the market was saying this morning. Now, one thing I wanted to show you guys here was on the dollar. Now, here, of course, on the dollar, this is my slower time frame here, and you're going to see right away here we've got some very sideways, right? Double tops, double bottoms. Now, if you guys are watching the dollar from last week, right, what do we see? Very slow, sluggish dollar last week, and what happened? We had a very slow, sluggish market. Well, here in the dollar, this is my slow time frame, so of course, at the open at midnight, as you can see, we didn't do very much today. Okay, came up and tested the 81.45s, but for the most part, though, as you can see, the 81 even level, we noticed the 81 even level right off the bat, and that's pretty much where we stayed the entire day. Now, what do we know about the dollar index futures? If we look at that at 7:45 this morning, what would you tell us? Right? What would you tell me? I'd say, Joe, be careful out there, because unless we start seeing, right, this price action, right, break either to the downside or break either to the upside, we may be looking at a sideways range across the entire day today on the dollar. If that's the case in the dollar, guess what we expect on the rest of the markets? You better believe it. Same thing. For example, here on gold, right? This is the slower time frame on gold. Now we saw on the dollar, right, flatten sideways. Guess what's going to happen on gold? Pretty much the same thing, right? 7:45, we open up our charts as part of our technical preparation today ahead. We go in, we mark up double tops, double bottoms, right? Double tops, double bottoms, and as you can see, right, very sideways as well here on the gold. So we had used the dollar to begin our identification process this morning. The dollar's going sideways again this morning, so we expect everything else to be relatively sideways as well, and as you guys can see here, it held up pretty much the same here, what we expected on the gold. Okay, so gold very sideways here this morning throughout the entire morning. Now, here's a wave trade we looked at this morning on the euro. We didn't end up getting into any wave trades today. We looked for a bunch of them, but we didn't end up getting into any. Now, here's one of the reasons why we missed one this morning. Well, we didn't miss it. We skipped it. This, of course, is the euro. You have your fast time frame on the left, slow time frame on the right. We've got your medium time frame up top here in the green in the middle. Momentum, of course, is down the lower left-hand corner. All right, guys. So my signal fires off first, right, on the slow time frame. Okay, slow time frame first. Signal fires off first. So here's my signal, right, on the euro, about 10 o'clock this morning. We then saw price jump up. We added our trigger zones, and we identified, right, the trigger zone right here. Right, there was our trigger zone right there. So with that trigger zone being identified, we got Of course, pulled back off those highs in the zone. We're looking good for a long trade here, right? We look over at momentum. Momentum says, hey, I'm pointing up. Let's get long, right? Momentum looked good. We even had some decent speed of the tape in the lower right-hand corner, right? Speed was increasing at the bounce. So we did look pretty good here, right? But why did we miss this trade? Why did we skip it? You guessed it, right? Medium time frame. Look up top here, right in the center, guys. Right in the center here, okay, on the medium time frame. Now, what does the rule tell us? The rule tells me for a signal long on the slow time frame, I'm going to check momentum to make sure it's pointed up, which I got. Want to have good size and speed, which we had. But when you look over here at the medium time frame, what do we see? For a long signal, I want price to be above the trigger line on my medium time frame. Okay, as you can see, it's below it, right? There's my trigger right there at 35.40. We are below it, right? That was the rule that was broken. And what happened on this trade was it actually came down all the way to the 3,500 level, tested it, and then rolled back up, actually going into sideways motion here. The bottom line is, though, it would have stopped us out, would have made our life miserable, right, with that big stop. And so we're glad we followed our rules. As always, our rules do the trading for us. Next up here, I want to give you guys an example on how our scalping method can kind of collide with our wave indicator method. Now notice, guys, I have my fast time frame right on the left, slow time frame on the right. Now the signal is going to fire off first on the slow time frame on the right. Okay, so signal fires off first, guys, here on the euro. Where was it? It was back there, actually. It was down outside this chart here. But we did have a long signal fire off. So price jumps up. We have the trigger line here sitting inside the zone, right? There's your zone right there. So trigger line is sitting there right inside the zone. We were looking perfect for it. Okay, but what I want to show you guys here is that on the wave indicator, I'm now waiting for price to come down and test this 74. Right, so it's going to be about 75 even down to 74, about 10 ticks of room there. Okay, now the 10 ticks are we're waiting for this price to keep coming down to go into our zone so we can buy it on the wave indicator. Now watch what happens though. At the same time, the wave indicator is getting ready to set up long. I'm looking over here now at my fast time frame for a breaker pattern short. So I have, of course, down bottom here, right? There's my wave, right, at 74 even, right? 74 even. So I'm looking to take a short trade on the fast time frame, our scalping system, a breaker pattern short, into, of course, the trigger line. Trigger line is on the slower time frame, and that's my entry long for a wave entry. Okay, so that's a very good example of a scalping short into a wave entry long combo.